I can't believe the Leafs lost the last game we're gonna do a video for in this house. Really? After all these years, a Leaf loss is unexpected? Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, hey, they lost in overtime, right? Yeah, and you get a point for losing in overtime, right? Hey, yeah! They got a point when they lost in overtime in the last game, too, didn't they? Yeah! Which gives them 2 points, which means this game was basically a Leaf win! Yeah! Does that get you excited enough to help me load the couch in the van? Absolutely not.
What? You serious?
Mind blown.
We need ideas.
I'm dumb. Silly hard. We get to the game, please. Leafs, half win in the final video I'm going to be doing in this room. 4-3. Losing to the Montreal Canadiens. It's a loss. Whatever. Shut up. And do I need to take the sad tone already? The last video... Okay, shut up, Steve. We'll talk about the game first, and then we'll do what we gotta do. First and foremost, Leafs gotta work on their starts. Holy crap. Not only did it take the Leafs like 3/4 of a period to register their first shot on goal, but the Habs go up 2-0. But then 2 things I heard this season come into play. One is people saying JVR shouldn't do that between the legs move anymore because it makes me scared and cranky. The other is, take your Corsi and shove it where the sun don't shine. And I'm like, it's 2014, who the hell says that? JVR tips in Phil Kessel's shot between his legs, as of course is tradition. Leafs cut the lead 2-1. Then JVR turns on the burners while on the PK. Little dangled sauce. 2-2 tied up. Kessel gets a lucky bounce, bursts in, takes a sick shot. Buda, I guess, is completely wrong. Leafs are up 3-2. What? You gonna learn today? 30 points in his last 17 games. Tied for most points out of any NHL over the last 3 years. You gonna learn today? You've all watched Kevin Hart. I know you have. But, much to the chagrin of Randy Carlyle, Tim Gleason takes an interference call on Brian Giunta. PK Subban capitalizes on the power play. Tie game, we go to overtime. Zoot! In overtime, Bernier did a thing that made me go, is that a penalty? Turns out, it's a penalty. Andrei Markov does a nifty little backhand pass to Max Pacioretty, shoots, scores, Habs win 4-3 in overtime. After the game, Jonathan Bernier said that he didn't even know what the rule was. And I'm like, well, I can't hate on him that much, because I didn't know what the rule was either, to be honest. But then I thought, yeah, but I don't make almost $3 million to be a professional goalie, so I feel like he should know that. I don't think it's a new CBA thing, but even if it was, it's March 2014. How did that get lost in the shuffle? I'm just some video blogger. I can't do what Jonathan Bernier does, so I'm not hating. I'm just saying if you play a game for a living, you should know the rules. Question of the game, so there was that snafu. He allowed 4 goals on 30 shots, didn't have the greatest game. He had a big goof up in the prior game against the Islanders. Do you play Bernier next game? Because you can't punish him for every mistake he makes or if he goes cold. He's the team starter because they made him that and he earned that. So you want him to get back on the pony. Then again, your other option is James Reimer, who's collecting dust on the... I forgot he was on the team last night. Because back when they were doing the big goaltending controversy story, they would always put the camera on him and do like a, oh, here's how many games he's played recently. No, they don't even do that anymore. On the way into the locker room before the game, the Leafs started putting their caps on him. He's like, I'm not a hat rack, you jerks. Actually, it's Reimer. It was more like, okay, now cut it out, fellas. That bullpucky needs to stop. Like right now. Come on. James. Now, this is the last video I'm going to be doing in this room. I might come back every now and then. I'm obviously going to come back to my parents' house every now and then, but I might actually shoot a video in this room just for old time's sake. It's not going to have all the same stuff on the wall, but you'll have the paint. Speaking of paint, some of you were asking me what the new room is going to look like. The fiance and all her lovely friends helped paint it yesterday, and by helped paint it, I mean they straight up painted it. I was at work. Here's what it looks like. Stevie, you gonna paint your room blue? Like I had any other option. Give your head a shake, bud. That's my room. That's the new studio. Gotta be blue. Seriously though, I started these videos 7 years ago just as a random hobby as a Leaf fan. My opinions included Matt Stajan should be next captain of the team, Ken Klee can help lead the Leafs to a Stanley Cup, and I love Felix Potvin, my childhood idol. Mwah! During my first year making videos, I actually met him and got his autograph. I look like I'm making him really uncomfortable. And I still have that jersey, obvi. The nice thing about having my own house and a little bit more room, I can finally get this framed at some point, maybe even put it in the background. Ooh. Then there was this time early on making videos, I didn't really talk about it, but I was an intern at the Fan 590, but I was too embarrassed to really bring up the videos that there, and thank goodness I didn't because they sucked, and I didn't want my bosses judging me. But that led to a cool opportunity producing a nationally syndicated junior hockey radio show, RBC Junior Hockey Magazine. In fact, I got to cover my twin, John Tavares, as he won Canada's 5th straight World Junior Gold Medal. Maybe that's what they need. I need to cover junior hockey again. And since then, Johnny has only got bigger. I actually got to ask Bobby Orr a question at a press conference during the Top Prospects game that year, which was in Oshawa, which is where I'm moving. Full circle. And oh, same press conference, I also got to ask Donald Cherry. He didn't really understand my question, gave kind of an annoyed answer, and I felt terrible about myself. But both he and Mr. Orr made eye contact with me, so there's that. What are you doing, dude? I'll put it in. I'm putting it in the video. I'll put it in. It's going in. This is happening. This is what I gotta deal with. Why are you holding toothpaste? What's this for? You want me to brush my teeth in my new house? It's not happening. If my dad thinks I'm editing that out, I am not! He can deal with it and frig off with his drums. He plays drums. Anyway, where were we? The early years of these videos, the Leafs were pretty terrible. But along the way, there was new hope. The Leafs had Luke, there were hopes of getting Braden, and they also had the third Shen brother, Steve Shen. Y'all didn't know about Steve Shen, did you? But after Captain Matt Sundin left, and I did get to cover Matt Sundin as a Leaf for a little while. That's how long I've been doing these videos. A new captain arose from the ashes. Mr. Double Dion Phaneuf, oh baby! I know Pierre Maguire says that, but Bob Cole better. I was even there at Real Sports the day Phaneuf was named captain to interview him, and it made him smile a little bit. Just a little bit. That's enough. But wait a sec, how did I get to interview Dion Phaneuf? Oh right, Nike. I got to do the 2010 World Juniors in Saskatchewan, and they said if you do a good enough job, we'll send you to the Olympics. So guess what happened? This is me shaking enormous hands with Jerome McGinley. Look at those mitts! Who doesn't love Iggy? Damn shame he's a Bruin. Oh, I remember. Oh, I remember. And I talked to so many people in Vancouver. Like, dude, freaking Seabass, man! I met so many legends there. I know they're Habs, but these guys have like, what, 20 cups between them? I remember I asked Serge Savard, I go, so what do you do with all your cup rings? He goes, well, I give some to my children, some to my grandchildren. I'm like, you give them away? What a strange problem. Gosh, I have too many Stanley Cup rings just lying around. I wasn't prepared for that answer. I wasn't really prepared for every interview. I remember they were like, can you interview Lanny McDonald? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll think of some questions tonight. And they're like, no, like now he's in the other room. To which I responded, which means yes. It ended up just fine though, because he's a beauty. Didn't let me touch his mustache though. We shot so many interviews with so many legends that we didn't actually even use the footage for all of them. But excuse me while I put that orange and blue feather in my hat that I interviewed Grant Fuhr. Actually blue and white. He's mostly known as a Leaf. Overall though, I'd say the Olympics were a success. About as successful as you can hope for. I'm just glad I got to be there to be a part of it. And I'm just glad it hasn't stopped. And it's not gonna stop. Because no matter what age you are, when you're doing something you love, why should you ever stop? Because there's no time to just sit around. There's an outlet back there. There has always been an outlet back there that you didn't know about, now it's blowing your mind. And I've had to break my neck to use that thing for years for art. And it's impossible to talk about every experience you've had and thank every single person that you should in one YouTube video. It's never been about the things behind me. It's about the people behind me. And that includes you, because if no one watched, I'd just be a crazy person. This room has given me a lot of really good memories. I grew up here, but it's time for the next adventure. And I hope you join me. And if you want to do that, click like if you like this video, click subscribe if you really liked it, and thank you very much for watching. See you at the new place. Dude, that was beautiful. Does that mean you're gonna help me bring it all outside? No.